So I think the 10th point I want to bring here is that patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. Anytime I tell my kids that, I just laugh as well. I laugh because I know what it means. Because I also have adults, relatives, people close to me, even older than me, but they are not very patient people. See, if you lack that thing that is patience, it is going to have you'll be frustrated. You'll be frustrated early. You abandon things early because you are impatient. Listen to this definition of patience. It's the ability. Patience is the ability to wait for something significant to happen without feeling frustrated due to the delay. That is patience. People get upset. People get upset, irritated, annoyed, and they drop things that they shouldn't have dropped. They drop relationships they shouldn't have dropped because they're not patient and they can't wait, and they just can't wait to make it work. A young man said to me, what was the word he used? He said she should trust me. Talking about his new wife, that she should trust me, she should understand me. And I started laughing. I said, trust is accountability. For somebody to trust you, you have to make yourself, you have to make that person comfortable so they can trust you. It's not because somebody says, I love you, or you love that person, automatically you want that person to trust you. I think it's too much burden to put on someone. Even if your own parents say they love you, but they are doing things that doesn't show that they love you, and you begin to wonder. I'm sure some of us growing up, especially in our teenage ages, will think that maybe our parents were not our parents. Why are they being so mean to us? Not also understanding that we're doing a lot of foolish things at that time. So people, the guy was like, no, she should trust me just because she sees me with a girl, gisting with a girl. But you are hugging that girl and you're holding and walking and feeling so comfortable in the midst of the opposite sex when your wife is within that same area. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You should give her respect. You say, but this is the kind of love they have. They talked about it. I say, no, it's not. You should respect your wife. People carry that boyfriend girlfriend mentality and want to bring it into the marriage. It doesn't work. There has to be respect, mutual respect and accountability. You've told this person that they should forsake all others and stay with you. So you must do things that will make them comfortable. You must be patient. Patience is one of the gifts, one of the tools that will help you in your marriage. Patience. You have to be patient with the other person and realize that even as you see the fault in them, you also have fault yourself. Patience comes with understanding your partner. You have to understand. I think the first 5 years of being together, you are learning that person. You continue to learn your spouse because you might know your spouse now, but in the next 10 years, people evolve. Your spouse would have evolved into somebody else. She would have evolved into somebody else. So really, it's we continue to learn and accommodate and move on. You have to be patient if you want um, if you want to have a good marriage. Another thing is you have to be patient with kids. The reason why men don't stay with their own children is lack of patience. Children can irritate you, children can annoy you. Men can't stand that. So they don't stay at home. You see some men when they start having 3, 4 kids, They don't stay at home. Saturday, they say there's work. Sunday after church, there's one thing they need to do because they don't want to stay at home. They don't have that patience to begin to imbibe certain qualities, characteristics you want in your child. A friend of mine told me, I said, why are you always leaving the house? He said that he needs to have his peace of mind. He can't, these children are imitating him. I said, look, you have to have that patience. He said, let the mother finish training them and bring them to me. I said, bring them to you. They're already grown. They're already adults. And they're already set in their ways to an extent. So you can't break them at that time. And at that time, you're not close to them. And they are not close to you. They are close to their mother. And you'll be complaining, why is it that it's just their mother that they are close to? It's because you didn't make out time for them. My kids are all teenagers. And the ones that have grown. But I have 3 teenagers, and it's not easy to be in their life. I can also just walk away. But I know you have to keep telling them the same thing over and over and over. And you might say it for 2 years before they even understand what you're saying. You just have to be patient. In marriage, you just also have to be patient with kids. Then now, the third point I want to bring out is you also have to be patient with wealth creation. There is no sudden, we are looking for sudden wealth. As they say in our local parlance here, I don't hammer. I don't hammer. Or I don't blow. You just want to blow overnight. It doesn't work that way. When you go into wealth creation and you don't know how to handle money, that money will come and slip through your fingers. You see young men, instead of them to build businesses, they tell you that they are looking for deals, 200 million, 300 million, 500 million. And when they get that money, you see them begin to live a certain lifestyle. Instead of them to build houses, no, they will stay in hotels, have chains, have different kind of cars, and party all night and in the club all night. And that is the essence. You want to have money so that you can show off and just have people every day, people laughing at you. I remember many years ago, I have a friend, and this friend started doing shady things. He comes from a respectable family, but he started doing shady things. And one day I saw him, we were hanging out, and I said, what is all this quest for money? He has always wanted to have money, but in a legit way. But somewhere along the line, I don't know, he was not patient, couldn't wait. So I asked him, what is the fun going through all this? He said he knows it's not funny. When he cracks jokes, everybody laugh. He said, and that is one of the benefits for him of being wealthy. People will just laugh. So is that an end in itself? It's that an end or a means to an end, just to have this money so that you can talk and people laugh, even though you are not funny. People can't wait to grow wealth. They just want to have wealth. And when you just want to have wealth like that, some of the reasons for that, you just want to have wealth, is you have to compromise. You have to compromise to have that. You have to compromise to have that wealth. And when you begin to compromise to have that wealth, what happens? What happens is that you might end up losing that wealth, or you won't have peace of mind. So these are some of the reasons why, when you're not patient, you lose your peace. In everything will tick you off. You you lose your peace, you are not able to manage things properly, because you're not a patient person. I tell people that, look, you need a minimum of 10 years to grow money, to create wealth. A minimum of 10 years to create wealth. And so you are giving yourself chance to understand how to earn, how to save, how to invest, and how to live a certain lifestyle. So you need time to do all that, not just instantly you want to change. So patience is a virtue. The patient people are always the ones that come out on top. If you are patient in your business, that business, even if it goes down, you see, some business, life is like this. Goes up, comes down. Your business can be doing so well, it will nosedive, and guess what? Only the people that stay the course, that are ready to remain there and keep doing what needs to be done, that will see their business come up. Those that are patient and willing to work things out in their relationship are those that will have long-lasting marriage. The same thing, those that create time for their children are those that are going to have successful children in the future. There's no shortcut to these things, my brothers and sisters. There's no shortcut. Okay, so patience is a virtue, is one of the important life lessons. Okay, let me move to another point. Another important life lesson is that your comfort zone is your enemy. Your comfort zone is your enemy. Please, if you want to achieve your biggest goals in life, you need to get out of your comfort zone. Today, I speak to people all over the world. Today, I'm a speaker, facilitator, trainer, motivator, inspirator, or you name it. I speak to people, I inspire people to become their best. I coach people, I counsel people, I mentor people to become the best version of themselves. But I didn't start out like this. People that know me as a serious introvert. No, I was a serious introvert. It's only people, like when I was in secondary school, I was close to people that we went to primary school together. Those were the people I hung out with. I was an introvert. Didn't talk much. I talk when my real friends are there. But if they're not there, I'm just like more or less like quiet. I told some of my friends that I see leadership. Sometimes I see myself talking to a large crowd, being a leader. One person fell. I laughed and fell from double bunk in the hostel in secondary school. And they couldn't believe it. They couldn't see it. But I knew that I was going to speak because I keep seeing visions of myself not sleeping. As a young boy, 7, 8, 9, I had a lot of visions about speaking to people, being a leader, doing quite a lot of things. Some of them I've already started doing right now. But I was seeing it there. But I couldn't talk. How could I talk? I hardly talk. I only talk at home and talk to certain people. Then I also had the issue of being shy. So to break away from that mode of being an introvert, being shy, and now speaking, having to do the things that I do. I'm still quite of a reserved person, but now I can be both an introvert and extrovert at the same time to be able to do what I want to do. I play with both legs depending on where I am at any particular point in time. I play with both legs. That's what I say. I can be any of those three things that I need to be. Okay, so it is struggle for me to begin to speak. It was a struggle for me to begin to speak. I forget my lines. Sometimes I look at the paper is white. I can't see anything that I've written down. It was a challenge, but I kept at it. I kept learning. I kept going back. I kept doing it. and I told that I was in church one day, and I told the pastor in charge of prayer, I said, give me an opportunity for me to pray. And she looked at me and I was like, pray? You struggle a bit, because our prayer at home, when they say pray in public, it was an issue. And so I told her, I said, look, give me, and she gave it to me. Today, you will not believe the kind of people that I speak with and say, oh, please say a word of prayer for me. You will not, you have no idea. And those prayers are working. You have no idea. Even sometimes when I look at it, I just begin to laugh. I say, wow, God, just because I did not give up. I did not give up. And I knew that if I had to speak, I need to read. For the past 22 years, I read as if I have my PhD thesis every single day. I have books here that I need to read all the time, because now you speak, people will see me speak and they will like, oh, where did you get all these things from? If there's no reservoir, you can't pull anything out. There must be a reservoir of knowledge for you to be able to pull out wisdom and knowledge. All that you have, you know and you've read are condensed, and also with the gift and the help of the Holy Spirit, it prepares you to be able to groom other people. You must get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm saying. Whatever you see on the inside that you want to be, but on the outside you don't see it being possible, I've come to tell you it is possible. I did it. I did it. I said I will bring one of my old schoolmates in secondary school and have a panel discussion, and so that when I say these things, people can be able to, someone can confirm, affirm the things I'm saying, and even give you their own perspective of how how I was. So you realize when I say you can change yourself, you really can change to become a better version of you. Achieving significant things will require you to be uncomfortable. Big goals in life, you need to be. I know this, what I do. I have a group of companies, and my company is Madison Energy Group, and I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That's all I wanted. And when I was working, I was saying, oh, the time will come, I was going to break away and also start my own business and businesses. I already know the names of the company, and I started. But you see, today, what I do is grooming, coaching, counseling. It's a business now. This was a calling. This was a calling. This was a passion. What was talking in my heart to do. This is me. This is what I was created to be. But this that I'm doing, it takes a long time. It can take like 15, 20 years before your gift and your talent begin to bring financial reward to you. At least in mine, some people it takes time. It's just like if you are an artist, a songwriter, whatever, that success doesn't come overnight. When you see someone successful, they've started singing for a long time. They started preparing themselves until that day of reckoning comes for them. The day that the Lord has prepared for them to turn them around, to just bless and just smile upon them. And it looks as if when you become successful, that is the day you just tried it out, you became successful on that day. No, it's been a while. You were coming from somewhere. And that coming from somewhere is that tenacity, showing that zeal, that I don't want to be where I used to be. I have somewhere I want to be, because that thing is in my mind. You see, you cannot be successful without the image of that success in your mind. You cannot go anywhere. You cannot go higher if there's no vision of that thing in your mind. You hardly will collide with great success without having an image of it within you. How does that work? Oh, can you just stumble and become the world's most sought after thought leader and speaker? No, it takes a certain kind of lifestyle. It takes a certain kind of thing, lifestyle, for you to be able to achieve that. I know the things that I need to do for me to be able to do this that I'm doing, and also be able to do business, a little bit of business by the side. I know what it takes. So, and it means you need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to live and say, look, I can achieve this. You need to be uncomfortable first to become comfortable later. Okay, so it's just like you are poor or you are in lack. You must be able to do certain things. When somebody tell me how to become rich, I'm just earning 20,000, I'm just earning 50,000 naira a month. I make 50,000 naira. And I tell them start saving, and I give them a savings formula. They say, how much is in this thing that I'm going to be saving? How much will I put aside? And how will I even know when to invest? You see, they've used their own mouth to seal their destiny. Because if you say how can it be? Definitely what you are saying is it can't be, and it won't be for you. But if you say, okay, let's do it, I understand what you're trying to say, let's do it, let's go for it, then you will go for it and you will get it. So watch what you say. Whatever you say can become your reality. So you must be able to say, I am tired of this kind of life. I want this kind of life. I want this kind of life. Get out of your comfort zone. Look, if you want a high-paying job, stop complaining. You know, we complain a lot. We complain a lot. I've been writing application letters. Nobody is employing me. I'm not getting good job. I'm just stuck here. And I tell people that come to tell me that kind of thing. There's a strategy. There's a way. There's a way to get those kind of jobs you want. I called a young man, I said, why are you throwing all this tantrum? Why are you throwing all these tantrums? I said, where is your CV? First of all, his CV wasn't there with him. I said, why won't your CV be on your phone? What if you have to, now most of the applications are online, you go to a portal, you put all those things, so you must have all your details on your phone. So he didn't even have, so I told him, are you sure you are prepared for this job thing? Okay, so and when he finally sent me a CV, I said, look, they don't write CVs like this. He said, how? I said, you see the problem? Go to Google or go to YouTube and learn how to write a CV in the 21st century, a CV in 2022. Go and find out how they write CV. Go and find out what employers are looking for. That's where to start. Then you begin to look at, oh, this is what they are looking for. Am I qualified? Do I have this qualification? Do I have this qualification? Or do I need to enhance myself in this? Do I need to do this? People succeeding is because they are doing some things right. Why don't you learn that thing instead of continue to say that it's the government, it's the APC government, it is this, it is that. Yeah, I know that there are issues we have in this country, but at the same time, there are still people that are making it. Those jobs, even though they are few, they become fewer every year, but they still employ. So how come they still employ those people? How come? Perhaps you should find out what those people have. For you to be employed now, You must constantly enhance yourself, improve yourself to get to a particular level that they are looking for. Because in the corporate world, they are looking for value. And if you don't have that value, and as they question you and see your CV, they can see that you don't have that value. Even if you have that value, but you don't have the kind of character, you don't have the kind of confidence they are looking for, they won't take you. So now, why don't you try and go to YouTube and hear what people are saying about job recruitment? I bet you where the doors have been shut before, it will be open. You just need to get out of your comfort zone. If you want to be rich, then you have to live the lifestyle of the rich. But are you willing? Are you willing to exchange spending with saving? Some people, once they have money, they want to spend. Are you willing to save more? Then you know it's not just about savings. You also need to know what to do with the money that you have saved. And that's how to invest. You need to understand. You can teach yourself practically everything. What you don't know right now is as a result of not putting on enough time to learn that thing. The things you know is because you decided to put in time to learn those things. That's why you know it. That's just the difference. It's not because you know this, you don't know this. When you decide that you want to do something, you will also know how to make it work. So you must abandon your comfort zone, I tell you. If it's one of the major big life lessons that you need to learn. Okay, now I want to talk about being the early bird. Do things early. Don't keep things late. People who adapt to something early or arrive first usually have an edge over latecomers. Do your calculation, your permutation, and move fast. Even in business, companies that survive and continue to survive are companies that lead. The leaders in the marketplace are people that can adapt quickly and implement and execute. While some people are still sitting on the fence trying to find out, they've gone far. If you can adapt, fine. During COVID-19, 2020, the people that could adapt to what was happening to them were the people that were able to survive through that period. People were calling me, what do I do? What do I do? And I keep asking them, what do you have? Because during COVID-19, there were essential services. And I told some people, I said, look, if you have a car, then you can transport goods, you can transport things from one place to the other. Protect yourself. You don't even have to go into people's homes. You drop it in front or at their door or whatever. And people were not buying fast foods. Fast foods wouldn't even allow you to come in, but you can come and pick up and go and drop off. Because there was always some things to do, and people didn't want to enter public transport except maybe they're just taking the whole car to themselves, and so there were opportunities. They had opportunities during that COVID-19, that lockdown. People wanted to learn something, so a lot of virtual learning was going on, and people were getting it. People were learning, and people were teaching. It was an avenue for people to earn in that way, because we don't need to see for us to be able to be together. Companies were able to bring down their overhead because people were not going to work, so they removed the transport and reduced salary so that you can survive. But Zoom now and also other communication devices were what people were using to talk and communicate. And we realized that work will still go on. You know what I'm saying? If you are early, adapt early. Don't waste too much time talking, dilly-dallying. Take a stand and move early. Those that move early, they get farther before latecomers. Example, I don't know where they call this Nigerian time or African time, but people like to arrive late. But see, to an event, people that arrive early and there are no seat reservations, so they have very few seat reservations. If you come early, it means that you can position yourself to meet very important people. If you know where VIP, if I want to meet people, I will just go early and ask the ushers where are the VIPs staying, and you sit at the table closest to them, so that in the course of the event you can just walk up to whoever you want to talk, introduce yourself and say whatever you want, just by going early. But if you come late, you'll be at the back, and they have aides, and most of the time these VIPs don't stay to the end. They can just leave with they have their own exit door, so they can just leave. You wouldn't know. But if you're close enough, you can do something about that. If you learn your lessons in finance, if you learn your lesson in business and all that, it'll be easy for you. It'll be easy for you to move ahead. You know, if I have a teaching, it's called Adapt or Die. If you want to survive in business and in life, you must be very fast. You must be able to do some certain things. You must be able to do some certain things and do them early, and so that you can be ahead of competition. Early birds go far before competition will come. Before competition comes, you already have gone far. You already have gotten quite a large chunk of the market share before they come and start struggling with what is left over. So be an early bird. Don't say let's watch and see. When you watch too much, it can become detrimental to you. Make your plans. Life is a risk. You win some, you lose some. But if you know the ways, just find out the strategy how to arrive at decisions early. If you can arrive at decisions early, then move. You don't have to wait and keep watching. You keep watching, become a late comer. By the time you come, there are already people leading in whatever that is. So we need to make a move and make a move fast. All right. Another point I want to bring up is that starting is the only way to make progress. Starting is the only way to make progress. I don't know what they told you, but if there's never a good time for anything to happen, there's never a good time to make money. There's never a good time to make to get married. There's never a good time to start having kids. There's never a good time to enjoy yourself. There's just never a good time to read a book. It's when you start to start. When you're looking for the wind to be favorable before you set sail, you know that you still remain in the harbor. You still remain in the harbor. Because you want to remain on all the signs. I don't see in anything in life that all the signs will say go before you start. No. The people that succeed in life are the people that decided to move even when they didn't see clearly. Life is a risk, you know. And I know a young man that is just dating, looking, and say, this one is this one. For the past 5 years, he's always having seen one thing. Oh, this is this lady is this one is that. I said, you are going to keep doing this thing until you're 50 years old. Who is perfect? Why don't you just decide and just say, okay, let me take a risk. Life generally is a risk. We take risks, and sometimes those risks, most times those even risks, they work out in our own favor. Okay, so this starting is one of the life lessons that is worth starting this year, worth doing this year, or doing right now. Right now, you need to take action. No progress happens without you taking action. So stop complaining. And there is a strategy, there is a method to everything. And you don't need to know all the strategy and method. You just need to know enough for you to start. And as you start and as you're doing it and growing in it, you are getting more lessons, getting more and more and more out of it. Progress automatically begins when you start. Don't be deceived. Progress starts when you start. Progress begins when you start. Getting 1% better each day is better than not getting anything started at all. If you want to be 100% and you take 1% every day, in the next 100 days you would have gotten 100%. Than waiting, I'm just waiting, and when this comes I will hit it, I will just have 90%. Instead of, no, go after what you want. You know the life that you want, go after it. And I always tell people, the blessing is on the go. You receive the next wisdom, instruction, knowledge for the next level when you move. Some people want to get the strategy, the wisdom for level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before they move. But when you move, as you move, you get the wisdom and strategy for lesson 1. When you're done, you get the next for lesson 2. And like that. That is how it works. The blessing, the instructions, everything is on the go. The nudging, sometimes the Lord nudges you towards a certain direction. So all that nudging and all those things is pushing you and giving you strategy for the next level. So you need to make a move. You need to make a move.